probably just ranging between these two zones for the time being. So we're really watching this $1.33-ish range to see if we can actually break out of that. If we break out of there, we're moving up towards kind of more of these all-time highs, or at least the all-time highs the closed all-time highs, which are around that $2.02 mark.
What's going on, everybody? We have another episode of WAGME TV. Today, we're going to do a quick Aerodrome finance update, so ticker AERO. We're going to walk through some of the chart and price predictions. A lot of it went as according to plan when we covered it last, so hopefully you were able to catch that in our last video. But we're going to do a update on it and then give you guys the latest on Aerodrome finance. So over to you, Mata.
Yeah, let me share my screen here quickly. So I know we've talked about this a few times in the past. We kind of had this key, I guess I would call it kind of an accumulation zone, right? Really, really good support on the Aerodrome chart. We saw it drop into here, which we talked about a couple weeks back. And then we also saw it drop into here right after one of our other videos. So we all were accumulating in here, which is really exciting. We were all really excited to see that actually push into there and grab a little bit more because it's actually done quite well recently. But when we're looking at some additional resistance zones, this is, of course, the resistance that we're coming into right now. That's going to be very key for Aero to break. If not, we're kind of probably just ranging between these two zones for the time being. So we're really watching this $1.33-ish range to see if we can actually break out of that. If we break out of there, we're moving up towards kind of more of these all-time highs, or at least the all-time highs the closed all-time highs, which are around that $2.02 mark, which is, of course, something that we're hoping to break at some point soon. But then we look at a couple additional trend lines. Of course, this is one we've had on our chart for a while. We saw it actually come down, test it again. It was the uptrend that were trending on. We actually saw it come test this and then finally break down from that. So it's really just been ranging down at these levels. So hopefully we can see this come up and retest this again and hopefully flip it to support at some point. Really, the only other couple things to talk through are the 50-day moving average, of course, right? Not a ton of history on this chart. It's fairly new. So we're seeing it come up, and it's really kind of starting to meet along this this same resistance line. So this is going to be really, really heavy resistance for Aero here in the near term. So don't be super surprised if we see this thing at least reject initially. But of course, hopefully we can see it push up and get into kind of this next zone to start playing there. But really, I mean, you're looking at some pretty awesome upside if we are able to break out of this zone right here. And really, if we want to look at kind of more longer term upside, if this bull market kind of continues and we keep seeing crypto doing well, I mean, you could be easily looking up into, the almost $4 range, really in the next couple months. So there's a lot of upside here. Again, we have some really awesome support down here. We're going to have a couple barriers to rip through here, but just wanted to give you the update on kind of the lines that we are actually looking at, the price targets that we're looking at, and some of the upcoming resistances so that we can be sure we're accumulating at the appropriate times.
Yeah, 100%. I think another thing, this is all in the context of, Bitcoin going to all-time highs and all of that. So really, that's kind of what we're waiting for. I feel pretty confident, with like at the point where Bitcoin actually does kind of break through and start making, breaking out, making new highs. I do feel pretty confident that, the Aero token will do well. The other thing that Aero benefits from is, a potential ETH beta play. Right. So, with the Ethereum ETF getting approved, the base ecosystem as an L2 could actually be a way to kind of play, a high beta version of the ETH ETF. Now, what's cool is that base doesn't really have a token. And so Aero actually might end up being kind of the de facto beta play on base specifically as the L2. So another thing to kind of keep an eye out for. It was exciting to see our level that Mata had marked out, kind of that range that we were looking for actually hit and hold. So we're going to be looking if it does get back down there um, to keep accumulating. So yeah, that's pretty much it on my end. Sia, you got anything else?
No, I think you guys did a great job. I mean, we're trying to give you guys as much alpha as we can, before there's any moves to the upside. Obviously, all this with the caveat of, hey, Ethereum and Bitcoin still need to do their job, still need to go to all-time highs. But I think as we kind of ride that wave, to 100K Bitcoin and above, 5K ETH and above, these are kind of some of the plays that we're looking at, and we're trying to give you guys the best alpha we can. So stay tuned for WagMe TV. We're going to keep you guys updated on what Aerodrome's doing, other projects as well, trying to get you guys ahead of the curve. So stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you're all in on, and we'd always love hearing from you guys. But until next week, WagMe.